Hi, welcome to SBR Sports Picks. His name's Jimmy the Bag. My name is Peter Loshak. This is Loshak and The Bag show Tuesday afternoon, July 10th. This morning, it was a nice show. It was a pretty good show. Unreal, the under hit in the, you saw what happened, Jim, right?
In the under hit in both soccer and WNBA. I thought that you had saved me because it did go to overtime.
Yeah.
WNBA game.
Yeah, right. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my God,
yeah.
if Seattle had to pull it out. We saw the class of the Los Angeles Sparks.
Yes.
Man, did they, but I think it's going to be fine for the Storm long term. I think they needed this kind of a battle. But yeah, the soccer game was disappointing, man.
Yes. The lessons there are late line moves in events like the World Cup semifinal are very telling. The late line move favored the under, and of course there was a move to the over in the morning, and then it came back to the under at night. I say all the time that the later line moves, and especially an event like that, are the sharp moves, and the under hit. So Jimmy and I both took losses with the overs in that one, although France did advance. So who was it that was saying everyone's on Belgium? I said that I like France even as a favorite, and of course they cashed, and I had them as a dog line to a win on the three-way. So I lost less than a unit on that one, but no, I guess I lost a unit because both teams score. So and then the WNBA game, the lesson there is yes, I think the lesson is just always keep in mind, in the NBA, in WNBA, in all sports, in horse racing, and everything, the elite teams have class. You know what I'm saying? And LA is clearly one of those teams. In the NBA, it was the Spurs for a long time. And in big-time games like that, just be very careful about fading them. You know what I'm saying, Jim?
Yeah, they showed their class. I still think the Storm are going to make some noise in the playoffs.
Sure. Better times to fade teams like LA are when class situations where class might not necessarily matter. You know what I'm saying?
Like in these late games, Mercury versus Wings and Sparks, and the Dream.
Yes.
Ace versus Sky. Aces versus Sky, and then Mercury versus Wings. It seems like this is a bit of a tough road trip for Mercury. Might be let down spots. But I found back to the MLB card. I found it a very difficult card.
Yes, tonight's card. Yes, it is interesting. There's a bunch of big favorites that, in my opinion, are tempting to take on the favorite lines. But I'm sure a lot of people would be saying that there's value on the underdogs. We have a bunch of new-time starters, first-time starters in the Mets game. So it is definitely an interesting card as it usually is. So let's see. Bill Buttlicker had France, but he had France 3-2. Everyone was on the over, including Bill Buttlicker. And there you go. Shout out to Red Girl, who said that. That she was nervous about Red Girl and one other person. I think it was Indian Cowboy, who said that Indian Cowboy was like Red Girl, Indian Cowboy are like, I love everyone in this chat, but if they're all on the exact same side, they're like, who's right, the market or everyone that I love in this chat? Definitely the market. Everyone I love in this chat collectively being on the same side, that's a loser right there. And she was right, and Indian Cowboy was right as well. So shout out to Red Girl. And I felt that was it was definitely a very, very, very ominous sign. Of course, I took the over before the big line move to the under, and it was a very ominous sign that that line move was what it was. All right, so
very difficult, but.
Yeah.
The Low Bag show is back in action. Drew Daddy says, "What's up, boys? Haven't been on in a while. Had a long day. Nothing better than having a brew and listening to the best show ever." You hear that?
Shout out.
Drew
Yes.
Daddy?
Hell yeah. Who is that? Who is that? Drew Daddy.
Drew Daddy.
Drew Daddy.
Yeah.
Shout out to Drew Daddy. Nothing better than having a brew and listening to the best show ever. The only thing I can think better than that would be having a brew, listening to the best show ever, and eating a little fine lobster and crab claw.
That does sound pretty good.
Throwing some shellfish into the mix. You know what I'm saying? When I think about the best day ever, I think about shellfish is always involved somehow, right?
Yeah.
Just from the commercials I've seen. Everyone who's having a great time, there's always picking lobsters out of the river and shit like that. So I'm always thinking that.
I had a buddy go to Thailand. Get up to some shenanigans. With some prostitutas.
Hell yeah, and lobsters too.
And had a lot of shellfish too.
Yes.
And he came home and he was sick. He was sick, and so he told his wife, "Listen," he was like, "Listen, I banged a couple of prostitutas, but it turned out it was just shellfish."
Yes, indeed, absolutely.
Yeah.
So anytime anything can be improved by fine lobster, by elite lobster being pulled out of a river and cooked up, or something like that. All right, let's see what else we have.
You enjoy river lobster?
Yeah, that's the kind they're always in the commercials. Whenever they're having a great time, they're fishing in the river, pulling out lobsters, drinking beer, and then slapping each other on the back and saying they love each other.
River
No
lobster.
homo. Yeah. That's the best time as far as in my mind. Telling your guy friends you love them, no homo. picking lobsters out of a river and drinking beer.
Glenn Kelly loves Thai shellfish.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's got to be our secret code.
All right. Let's see what we have here.
Secret code's for.
Kobe Valentine. Justin Bauer is doubtful tonight against Milwaukee. Is that a bad thing? I mean, how bad? Obviously, it's a little bit bad, but how bad is that? He wasn't hitting that well before.
No, it's bad against the righty. There's a lot of lineups that look weaker than I expected to. Kane is not in for the Brewers there in that matchup. A lot of these big favorites, like Cleveland's lineup, once you get past Encarnacion, that's a pretty easy lineup to go through. Alonso, Kipnis, Naquin, Perez, and Greg Allen.
Sure.
I was surprised. A lot of these lineups were a little weaker than I expected, except for the Red Sox lineup, which bothered me so much because I didn't send the bet in. I didn't send the bet in because I was waiting to see the lineup in a 30-cent move. What I got Boston on the -1.5 at -120 because their lineup came out and it was very strong.
Yes. All right. So let's just quickly review the line moves, and then we will get to add some other picks that I'm thinking about adding. There's a bunch of leans. Obviously, regular viewers of this show will know that on the entire season I'm doing great in MLB. Last 4 days I'm doing completely shitty, and so my read on these teams and these situations is maybe a little bit off right now, but I think I might throw on a bunch of plays as well, the usual number. Let's see, what else do we have here? Kobe Valentine says for Pittsburgh, Harrison and Cervelli are doubtful against Washington. Okay.
Andy Blue 25-25, who's got a great read on this Mets team. Very, very, very good read. Says, guys, I'm pleading with you. Lay the wood against the Mets tonight. Yeah. It's easy money.
Yes, I was thinking about that as well. No Frazier, Bruce, Cespedes, a struggling Nimmo, and Conforto. Shout out to Andy Blue 25. Great commenter, giving us great information and not taking no for an answer when there's a play that he really thinks we should be on. Shout out to Andy Blue 25. Let me see.
Red Girl said not fucking with that game. The Miami Milwaukee game. 3 players out yesterday, and Miami still took care of business. They're scrappy.
Sure, yes.
Ole Miss also on Red Sox -1.5 with me.
And especially at home. Like if Miami's like a +240 dog at Boston, that's a game I'm going to fade them on. But at home, when their players are out and getting an underdog line, you're absolutely right. They are a scrappy team, and Red Girl not fucking with the game is probably doing the right thing. We'll probably fuck with it, but we're probably doing the wrong thing, but we're going to fuck with it anyway.
I'm a little nervous with these 2 starters of making their big league debut. I mean, obviously the one is a high-end talent, and the other one's grinded his way up there, and I know it's just not as simple as it looks.
All right, other comments. We're going to get to comments, and then we are going to get to... And, of course, don't forget, at the end of this show, we are going to get UFC Contender Series plays from Annie Marak. Is that accurate, Jim?
I have them here.
Last week, he gave us 15 plays, average dog line. He went 9-6, +5 units. Just a very, very, very impressive showing from Low Bag's comment section's own Annie Marak. Very, very... Couldn't be more proud of him. I feel like a dad who's proud of his friggin' 8-year-old kid who did something great. Yeah.
Nathan Stiff Parlay says, I'm not sold on the Coors Field fade for tonight. It's your choice tonight. There is no dog. Now there is a tiny, slight change in the favor, but when we were breaking down this game, it was whoever you want to take on the reverse run line. He says the Diamondbacks are a tricky team to bet against for me, and feel free to take the Diamondbacks. I am.
Okay.
Nostra Toda is, so don't be afraid. It's a dog, whoever the dog is, and there's no dog today, so it's whoever you want it to be. And also, before we go any further, we have to stop everything.
Oh, no.
No, it's not a birthday.
Oh, okay. Because my leans are, my feel is way off for MLB. All right, go ahead.
Our man, Paulo Marquez, is back with us. It's been too long. He says, I hope you are all in good health.
Thank you.
He's all in with the Cardinals tonight.
Okay. All in with the Cardinals. Okay, Paulo Marquez from Portugal. Caimana Bargamento says, finally got to watch you folks live. Shout out to Caimana Bargamento. Yes. Open up a cold one in our name while you're watching us. Let's see. What else do we have here? Yes, Andy Blue pleading with us.
Says, thanks, Pete. Yes. Jim, love this fucking show.
Who says that?
Andy Blue 25.
Andy Blue 25. Shout out to Andy Blue 25.
Getting serious.
Yes. Hell yeah.
Brian Watson says he's tailing Andy Blue on his Philly picks.
Okay. Let me see. Sosana says from July, got to have balls to back the O's, but 81% of moneyline tickets are on the Yankees. Underdogs in division games facing an elite opponent, 60% or better, have gone 350 and 447 straight up since 2005, plus 83 units at 11%
Sorry,
ROI.
Can you repeat that? I missed the beginning of that.
Okay, Sosana, here we go. Shout out to Sosana. Thanks for this one. Yes, 81% of moneyline tickets are on the Yankees. Underdogs in division in-division games facing an elite opponent, that's with a winning percentage of 60% or better, from July through September have gone 350 and 447 since 2005. That's plus 83.5 units, plus 11% ROI. Huge shout out to Sosana for that one.
Wow.
Now, obviously, a situation like that, obviously the Orioles are going to be getting big numbers. You're involved. You're betting on bad teams, on inferior teams, so it's always a little bit hard to pull triggers on any of those plays. But if you've done that straight up since 2005, you're up 80 units. Very nice, Sosana.
It's a ballsy move.
Yes, it is.
And I did notice that Nostra Tota is
really?
on the
Is he really?
Orioles.
Shit. Okay. Yanks Guy 30 says, don't like betting against my Yanks, but I can see them easily dropping this one. Tanaka has potential to get lit up in this spot. I took the Yankees on the second half at minus 190, and the Orioles on the first 5 innings might actually be worth a play. We'll talk about that in a second. Let's see. What else do we have here? I'm looking for comments here. Tomorino says, I've won 5 straight WNBA bets, lost 5 straight World Cup bets. I hear you, man. Let me see. Other comments coming in. Any comments, just shout them out. Nathan Stiff Parlay says, I don't see Baltimore winning. I don't see any of us. I'm thinking, Ole Miss says Baltimore is horrible. Scotty Rock Forever says Baltimore ain't winning shit.
Nathan Stiff Parlay says, I'm tempted to bet my A's and the under.
Okay. All right. Looking for other comments here.
Paulo Marquez says, so good to see Pete and Jim so
yeah.
well here. Great. We love you, Paulo Marquez.
Hell yeah.
Ralph Parwano giving a shout out to the group.
Okay.
Because that's what we are. We are a team. We are a family. This chat is what makes our show special. Ralph Parwano, huge shouts out to this group.
Yes.
It has helped my bankroll big time.
Yes, here we go. And just scanning around for other comments. Bill Buttlicker says, Pete, any tips on how to slide into Instagram models' DMs? Yeah, my advice is be MGTOW, Bill Buttlicker. Be MGTOW. MGTOW always, MGTOW forever, Bill Buttlicker. Jeez. We aren't affected by Instagram models or any other kind of
River
models.
Lobster.
Yes, we see them all.
River Lobster.
Yes, exactly. River Lobster slapping your boys on the back saying, I love you, man, comma, no homo, and the Low Bag Show, and a couple beers. That's how we live, Bill Buttlicker. We throw a figurative burqa over all models everywhere, including on Instagram at MGTOW. That's what we do at MGTOW, and I would advise you to do the same. That's my advice, Big Bill Buttlicker.
Wow.
He asked for tips. That's my tip. Go MGTOW. MGTOW forever. MGTOW for life. All right, let's see. What else do we have here?
Big Dick Donnie says Red Sox play of the day. Also, Parlay Poppy said the very same thing.
West Coast says Cashner will blow out your billfold, and Sean Thompson regarding Baltimore says just don't do it. Okay, all right. Kobe Valentine also, there's just no backing the Orioles regardless of the situation. Wow.
We know the Orioles are going to win another 35 games this year, right?
Presumably, yes. Isan Zolfagari says, I think the Orioles have a better shot against Gray tomorrow. But Kobe says the Orioles have they played this season. The fans aren't showing up. Players don't seem to care much. The players got to care, though, because they're playing for their careers, right? I mean, the players care, right? I mean, Kobe Valentine is a former athlete. The players, you're always playing for your career, aren't you? I mean, unless there's some situation where your effort isn't reflected in your stats, then I can see if you don't care. But the Orioles players are still playing for their careers, except the ones who are maybe locked into long-term contracts or something. But I don't know. He's saying the players don't seem to care much. I think they do, or maybe I'm wrong. You know what I'm saying? I know about nerds. I don't know about athletes.
And you know about MGTOW.
Yeah, I know about MGTOW.
Bill Butler says MGTOW for life.
Yes.
Alejandro Blancos is getting my friends hooked on Loshak and The Bag. That's what we need, Alejandro Blanco. Much love. Thank you for that.
Yes. And tell your friends also to come and be MGTOW with all. No, I'm kidding around. I'm the only one. I'm the only MGTOW motherfucker in this piece. All right, let's see. Okay. So Anthony L says, do I need to comment about Baltimore? Okay.
No.
No, all right. So,
but he did on his birthday.
Yes,
he did on his birthday.
Yes, have the lock of the year. I call it
Deck McGuire. Yes. Old Deck McGuire.
I label it a lock, and it certainly appeared to be that way based on the final score. All right, let's review the picks that we gave in the morning show, and then we'll move on from there. Here's what I have. Washington second half money line. That's an official play. KC, Minnesota under 9.5. I tweeted that out in the morning. Got a shitty line. That's probably a loser. Don't tail that one. Yankees second half money line at minus 190. That's an official play. Colorado first half team total over 2.5. Arizona second half money line, and Milwaukee, Miami second half under 3.5 minus 120. -money. Those are my only plays as of right now. And even my leans are only Colorado team total over, and then the Yankees, Cleveland, and Houston all -1. I'm thinking out of those, probably Cleveland and Houston are better than the Yankees. I might take the Yankees. I'm not really considering converting the Yankees to an official play right now, and I am considering converting Baltimore on the first 5 innings as an official play. We'll get into it. Jimmy the Bag has given 4 plays. Red Sox run line +110. Pittsburgh first 5 innings money line -105. St. Louis first 5 innings team total over 2.5, and the Angels first 5 innings team total over 2.5. Those are the only plays for Jimmy, and I'll tell you right now what I'm thinking about adding, and we can discuss them as the games come up.
Sure.
I'm thinking about adding Cleveland -1. I'm thinking about adding Oakland -1. I'm thinking about adding Baltimore first 5 innings money line, taking a shot there. I'm thinking about throwing on also in the Arizona-Colorado game. I'm thinking about taking first 5 innings over, and the Arizona first 5 innings team total over, and maybe a shot with Colorado on the first 5 innings. That's just what I'm thinking about. I'm definitely thinking about taking Philly here, although the line has moved significantly in the Mets' favor, and I'm thinking about taking Philly on the second half as well. And I'm also thinking about, I guess that's pretty much it. Why has the line? We'll start with the Philly game. Why has the line moved so strongly in the Mets' favor here?
That is a good question. I just popped on to see how we looked.
Yeah.
And we are missing a light. If
we are.
Lucrative Larry's talking to women back
there.
Okay.
Okay.
He's always flirting with women. Look at that.
Right, guys.
Look at that guy.
All right, guys. Why, did someone tell you that we look shitty?
No, I just can tell that there's a light in front of us. Yeah, I care
exactly.
personally.
See, there you go. Like the Baltimore Orioles lineup, you just care personally about your performance. Here you go. While Jimmy the Bag does that, I'm going to pull up some Lucrative Larry, not in any way paying attention.
Lucrative Larry,
hey, Larry!
We can grab this light. Get this light on.
Hey, Lucre, baby. Come on in, do your job, baby. Thank you very much.
Making beautiful women smile back there.
Thank you very much.
Oh,
there you go. There you go.
Okay. All right.
Great job, Lucrative Larry.
Right.
Great job. All right, I'm looking at the lineups here for. Let me find the lineups
for the Mets spot.
Yeah, why would this line have moved so strongly in the Mets' favor? Who's out?
Take a look at
I don't know if anyone's out.
Lineups.
Nimmo, Bautista, Cabrera, Flores, Mesoraco, Reyes. Yeah, that's not a very impressive lineup right there.
That is a horrifying bad lineup.
Is it that bad?
Yeah. Is it that bad? Jose Reyes, Ty Kelly, Ahmad Rosario?
Yeah.
Oh, my God. I cannot figure out why that is. Who's missing from the Phillies lineup?
I don't know. Hoskins, Herrera, Santana, Williams, they all seem to be in. Why would this line have moved so strongly in the Mets' favor?
All I can think
opening?
is the Sharps would believe that a 28-year-old guy who's grinded his way up into this first MLB start is someone you can trust more than a 22-year-old fireballer.
All right, I'm going to start with the Phillies on the second half, -130. That's an official play. Phillies on the second half, -130, and it's tempting to take a shot with Philly -1 here. It feels like if they win, they'll win it going away, and you could get them at the run line at +145. What do you think? Is that worth a play?
And Holland's in for Cueto. What is it? Do you repeat the play?
I'm taking Philly second half for sure, -130, and I'm thinking about tailing Andy 2525 and just taking Philly -1 here. I'm not exactly sure. Maybe there's some inside information that Gagnon is going to be better here than De Los Santos. Maybe there's some bullpen information that is driving that line move. Let me see when that line move occurred. No, it occurred. It all occurred right after the line opened at about 9:30 Eastern time this morning. By 9:56, the line move was already complete. By 10:30 a.m., the line move was already complete.
I'm not going to be able to help. Although I do think that a -1 or a run line should be in play because of the volatility of these two young starters. Both pitchers making their first big lead starts. I don't like it. I feel totally uncomfortable and totally lost trying to break them down and figure out what's going on. I just can't believe that Gagnon started the season at AA Binghamton. 28 years old and he's at AA Binghamton. So I feel very, very uncomfortable. Kyle Jack says the Sharps are on the Phillies. I get that. Nas Lee's with us. Man, Nas, where you been? Nice to have you back, my man.
Yeah.
Nice to have Nas back. I just feel lost with these two youngsters. I think the volatility is just skyrockets. And, I want to be single-digit units before Friday or before Saturday. So I'm not making a play on this.
All right. What about a shot with the Philly? First 5 innings over, or the full game team total is 4.5. Is Gagnon going to come in here and have a strong start? It seems like the market might be expecting that.
Yeah, it seems like they are. And it's strange. Very, very strange.
All right, I'll take a shot with Philly -1. I'll take a shot with Philly -1. I might be making a big mistake here because the early line move, a strong line move in favor of the Mets, but I will take Philly -1. Let me see. The money line will be -110. That is at Bookmaker, and the run line here will be plus 145. That's at a bunch of places, so a small dog line there for Philly -1, and I'm on the Philly second half line at -130, and I would also be leaning Philly on the full game team total over at 4.5, and I might be making mistakes here, but I'm going to do it. Let's move on. Are there any plays you want to add, Jim? Let's start with that.
They are. First off, we have both these teams in Los Angeles with the Angels, Mariners, have been seeing Leake and Richards. The opposing batters have seen them nonstop. In fact, I believe this is Richards' third straight start against the Mariners. I'm already on the Angels' first 5 team total over. I went over what the averages were against Leake, and they're incredible. Valbuena 12 for 28, Upton 10 for 26, Trout 7 for 14, Pujols 7 for 19, Simmons 9 for 24. I am on the full game over in Mariners Angels. I know that the market is leaning that way. I can understand why. And I'm on it. Okay, the Mariners Angels. Let's do a line chop here for Jimmy. The Mariners Angels best line would be 8.5 minus 113 at Pinnacle. So Jim's going to take the LA Angels over 8.5 minus 113. Over 8.5 minus 113. Yes, there was also a pitching change I'm seeing in the San Francisco game. Quintana against Holland. Yeah. So that game I haven't looked at with Holland in there. Leaning over though. And let's see what else do we want to talk about here. Let's talk about, are there any other plays you want to add, Jim? Let's get to all your plays you want to add. Yes, there is. So we were talking initially off the start of the show. I found this a difficult card. I found this a very difficult game just because it was an even line when we left and even line most of the day until a little bit of money went on the Diamondbacks. It didn't make it. I'm not going to not make a play on this, even though it's difficult. I talked to a lot of people. I tried to break things down. It all came down to me thinking that the Diamondbacks have a tougher lineup than the Rockies, regardless of people barreling up on Corbin because his velocity's down. He's even with his velocity down, he's pitching well, and I just trust this Diamondbacks lineup more than I trust the Rockies lineup. In saying that, I'm taking the Diamondbacks -1.5. Yeah, Rockies won 7 of 8 or 8 of 10. Excuse me. Diamondbacks coming off a 3-7 homestand. Diamondbacks have won 5 of 6 games against the Rockies this season. I just think they are a better ball club, and I'm on them.
Okay, I was thinking about overs on this one, and I'll find the best line for you at Bet365 right now while this page loads. And I was thinking about overs on this one. Do you expect? Did you get any feedback from anyone on Anderson? Anderson's obviously had 2 very nice starts. Do we expect him to get hit or not?
I think he will get hit. And Red Girl's on the under. I've heard a lot of people on the morning show on the under. These are 2 pitchers pitching very, very well. But what we've learned about Coors Field is everything changes. Yeah. Everything changes once you get into that thin air.
Okay, so Jim's on the Arizona run line plus 170 right now at Bet365.
Plus 160 20 minutes ago.
Okay, plus 170 is the line that will give Jimmy the bag. Let me see. In the meantime, the Cardinals line has moved up 15 cents. Yeah. The market move as a big favorite. St. Louis moving higher. Is that because someone's out for the White Sox or because someone just knows that Covey is not going to have it today?
I would believe it's Covey.
Is anyone out for the White Sox?
But unfortunately, I have to stop everything, Pete.
No.
I have to stop everything. Don't be scared. Don't be scared. Don't be scared.
All right, okay.
Scott Kaler says it's my son Derek's birthday.
No.
He opened up a Bovada account for him. You guys were a big influence in this decision. Okay. And he just says, let's roll.
Oh, okay. So shout out to Scott Kaler's son's Derek's birthday. No pick requested, so we're not going to give a pick, an official birthday pick for a Scott Kaler's son, Derek.
Very concerned you were about to cry.
Well, it's just because I don't feel like I have a good read, although I do feel like whether I have a good or bad read on any sport at any time, when I absolutely have to, the mature, experienced handicapper rises to the occasion at any time, and I feel like I can give a winning birthday pick in any sport at any time, Jim. You know what I'm saying?
I hear you, and I believe in you.
So yes, absolutely.
Twatty Latte's also on the Diamondbacks game under.
On the really?
Yeah, so that's Twatty Latte and Red Girl. Sean Thompson saying Arizona is all bet. Now back to this card spot. And I didn't mean to take you away from that.
No, go ahead.
Tomor does say, though, Anderson should regress in my opinion. 2 great starts, but now he faces a team with good numbers against lefties. Yeah. And that's absolutely right.
Yeah, tough one. Arizona has favored Kobe Valentine. Arizona's fared well with Corbin on the mound against Colorado. The D-backs have won 13 of Corbin's last 16 starts against the Rockies and 5 of his last 7 at Coors Field. All right, well, we'll see how this turns out. I'm just Teddy B, here you go. Teddy B, we always perk up when Teddy B gives us his favorite play of the day. His favorite play of the day in the MLB is Red Sox run line. Love it. I was thinking about taking Red Sox team total overs against Gallardo, even though they're huge.
They're huge.
Yeah, their first 5 innings is 3 minus 167, and the full game is 5.5 juice to the over as well.
See, 5.5 is nice. You know what they're offering here at Bet365?
What's that?
6.5.
Yeah. Well, it's
6.5.
Well, let me see. It's 5.5, and what are the odds here at Pinnacle? It's 5.5 minus 152. Yeah.
Jesus.
So
that's just, you know what? That's just too. I just don't feel comfortable with that at all. Even though I do expect that to happen. Parlay Poppy says Arenado, Story, LeMahieu, Desmond, Gonzalez have all homered off Corbin. Some multiple times. How does he not get hit a bit here? I like team total over for Colorado.
Yeah, I was thinking that as well. I did take the first 5 innings team total over, and I would be leaning full game over at just 5 minus 125 as well at Heritage. All right. Any other picks you want to add on, Jim, while I make decisions about all these leagues?
I would like to hear what your decisions are.
Yeah.
So this St. Louis White Sox that you asked about, this White Sox lineup looks atrocious. Abreu is still hitting at a high average, but his power numbers are down. Still made the All-Star team. But then you got Palka, 4, Davidson 5, Lurie Garcia 6, Omar Narvaez 7, Tim Anderson 8, Charlie Tilson 9th. There's just a huge advantage here for St. Louis.
Yeah, it does feel like St. Louis on the first 5 innings, even at a big favorite line here, going up against.
Now, Scotty Rock, back to what you were working on, says over 11 all day for Rockies D-backs, and then Kobe comes in and says 8-5 Arizona.
Yeah. I was leaning over here, and I was leaning Arizona. Dave Arizona second half and the first 5 innings, team total over for the Rockies as well. We got a lot of big favorite lines here, and I'm trying to decide what I want to do. Maybe despite the fact that I'm having in the midst of a bad run, I'll take all of my leans. My leans would be Baltimore as a big first 5 innings underdog at plus 195. That is tempting. Is Cashner going to get crushed here? He could.
He could.
Yeah.
He could. But knowing that Nostra's on it must be okay.
Yeah, but Nostra, yeah. Thinking about Baltimore in the first 5 innings, but they are just so bad. Washington and Pittsburgh. I took Washington second half. Jim took Pittsburgh on the first half. Detroit, Tampa Bay is going to be a pass. Miami, Milwaukee. I did take the second half under, and I don't know if I'm thinking about anything. Maybe a shot with Milwaukee on the second half as well at just a minus 135. I do think that they have a bullpen edge, and let me just think about this for a second. I will throw on Milwaukee second half as well at minus 135. Milwaukee second half minus 135. That's an official play for me. I'm also on the second half under in that one at 3.5 minus 120. Milwaukee's bullpen, of course, has been worse recently than it was in the beginning of the year, but still I have it rated as significantly better than Miami's bullpen. All right,
we have some best bets coming in.
Yeah, okay, let's hear
some best bets. First off, Mr. Gokster.
Yeah.
St. Louis is my play of the day.
Wow, okay.
Sean Thompson, St. Louis is the best play, run line. Dom Ricci, San Francisco money line is my best bet.
Okay.
Mr. Gokster, New York, Baltimore, first 5 under. Elio Rodriguez, Milwaukee is a good play. And then Red Girl with a prop bet that I know will pique your interest. Hill, strikeouts, over.
Wow, okay. So if she likes Hill strikeouts over, then I'm also thinking that, because my only reason for not taking San Diego here is what exactly are we going to get from Hill? He's old, he's had a neck issue, so my question is just, is Hill going to be, okay or not? If Red Girl expects Hill to be okay, then my thought is that definitely the Dodgers have to be a good bet here, because Lauer has been a little bit better recently, but my sense is that the Dodgers should have a big edge here. My only question mark is what to expect from Hill, and if Red Girl likes Hill, then probably that's a good bet, right?
When Lauer shut down the Dodgers, do we put a line through that because it was in Puerto Rico?
No, I don't think we put
them down in 7 innings, completely shut them down.
Yeah.
And that was the turning point of his season. Ziggy Ball's coming in with his picks, and I would like to talk more about the Dodgers. Ziggy Ball's his place. Mets, Phillies under 9. He believes in the young pitcher or the MLB debuts. Athletics under 8. Reds, Indians under 9. Cardinals and Twins.
Yeah, I was also thinking about taking, even though the Reds have been just blindly a great bet on their team total overs, I was thinking about, I can't take a first 5 innings 1.5 under though with Cincinnati, but I was thinking that Bauer's going to have another good start. I was leaning under in the Cleveland game as well, but I'm gonna pass on that one. Let me see. The 3.5 minus 117 on the team total under for Cincinnati. I know Cincinnati's been great, but my sense is just Bauer's going to have another great start here.
I think he's going to have another good start, but seeing Tuadiolate cash time and time again,
and he's doing it on this game though.
I assume he is. I would need to look up his Twitter. I assume yes. I'm just certain he's going to be doing this blindly. It looks like Bill Butler is a little confused. He thinks that MGTOW is for president, so he thinks that there's a man named MGTOW. That's
could be, absolutely. That's fine. That's whatever you want to make it. Let me see. All right, I'm going to procrastinate.
Yeah, 387. New commenter. Suze 387 says coming in from Hawaii, loving the Dodgers.
Loving the Dodgers.
Tomor says Hill dominates lefties. If Hosmer doesn't hit this Padres lineup, really is no one. Myers still isn't consistent, but Myers looks very, very locked in over the last, 2 or 3 days.
Sure.
So, yes. And props profit is like the Indians with Bauer in the first 5.
All right, I'm going to take a shot. I think I might wind up throwing on a bunch of my leans and just believing that I'll bounce back. I'm going to take the Dodgers -1. The money line is -149, and the best run line here will be +110 at the Greek. So I'm going to take the Dodgers, small favorite line there at San Diego.
Probably a good play.
Yeah. Let me see. Other leans that I've got going again. Houston -1, Cleveland -1. Is there Houston? I'm not a believer in Minaya here. I'm really not. I'm thinking about taking the Houston team total overs as well. I wish I could get 2. I don't think we can, but 2.5 at +101 is available at Pinnacle. People are believing in Minaya though here, aren't they? Is that what I'm being told?
He's got nice numbers in his career against the Astros, quite nice numbers. Only 2 starts, so sample size so small. 2.84 ERA, won one of them. That's this season. Excuse me. 2.84 ERA this season against them, which is impressive against teams that smash lefties. 2.54 ERA in 10 career starts against them. 3-0 with a 2.79 ERA in 6 starts since the beginning of June. I get it.
All right, how's Houston's lineup looking? I know Correa's out. Let me see. How's Houston's
just not looking as good.
Springer, Bregman, Altuve, and Gurriel, Gaddis, Gonzalez.
Nice that Gurriel's back.
Yeah, Max
Stassi, Tucker. No, that's not a bad lineup. I mean, Marisnik isn't hitting it out of the 9-hole, but that's a strong lineup. That's
not a bad lineup. All right, I'm going to take Houston -1 here. Again, I realize it's a big favorite line, but I think this is a pretty good spot for them. Let me line shop here at SBRodds.com. The money line is -215, and the best run line here is this is going to wind up being -160, -170 or so. The best money line, the best run line will be -101 at Pinnacle. So I'm taking Houston -1. I'm also leaning Houston team total overs. I do think that Minaya will get touched here a little bit, and Verlander might give up a few as well. First 5 innings over 4 at -115 at Bookmaker. What about that?
Yeah, Parlay Poppy, it's tough. It's a tough spot. I'm just reading all the notes here. Cody AV is a nice parlay with Cardinals, Astros. I think their Dodgers play is very interesting. I'm very close to tailing. I'm uncomfortable with the Astros spot with the way Minaya is pitching. Tomor says Minaya's been much better at home against right-handed hitters. This should be a good matchup for him, but he's inconsistent since early in the year. Kobe Valentine, Minaya owned Houston in Houston last time, and he's cooking as of late. Verlander's had a horrid last month and pitched well versus a real crappy White Sox team.
Yeah. I'm thinking that I'm going to take Anthony L says, I like A's team totals also. Very low against Verlander, who is in his regression downswing. Yes, I mean, I'm not super high on Verlander either. I think that he might give up a few runs.
What are those team totals?
Well, the first 5 innings for, let me see, where is it? The first 5 innings for Oakland, 1.5, and for Houston, 2.5, +101. I'm liking both of those on the over. And I'm liking the first 5 innings over as well.
Wow, and what is it? What's the 1.5 juiced?
Let me see. 1.5 for Oakland is even money. Over 1.5. Even money on the over. Yes. Let me see. Yeah, over 1.5. Even money.
Yeah. I think the Dodgers are a nice spot. I'm uncomfortable with this Oakland-Houston game, but you know that the Houston's just feeding the old prison pocket over the last 2.5, 3 weeks. I've probably lost 8 units on them over the last 2 weeks, so I'm a little gun shy, man. You get your tonsil splashed once too many times, you just stop making
They haven't
plays.
been doing these past few weeks, have they?
Well, they've been going under when I think they're going to go over, and they've been going way over when I think they're going under.
But as far as winning games, how have they been doing? I can't even remember. Have they been slumping?
They had won 6 straight before they were stopped by Oakland last week.
Right. Yeah.
Kobe Valentine says Oakland wins 4-2. I tell you what, I wouldn't get in the way of the A's train. I would not get in the way of the A's train. Now that Mark Kanya's hitting from the second hole, that's a big addition because they can throw Semien back in the 8th spot. I like their offense. I like their team. And clearly they're playing great baseball.
Yeah. They sure are. They sure are, Jim. All right, let me just think what I want to do here. 2.5 minus 110. All right, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take both team total overs. I don't really want 4.5 on the over on the first 5 innings, but I'm going to take both first 5 inning team total overs. Hopefully, I'll cash both of them. If not, at least one of them will win. I'm going to take Oakland first 5 innings team total over 1.5 plus 100, and Houston first 5 innings team total over 2.5 plus 101. I don't really like Minaya in this spot. I think he's going to get hit, and we'll see. So I'm on both first 5 inning team total overs. Oakland 1.5 plus 100, and Houston 2.5 plus 101. Those are both at Pinnacle. All right, let's move on to some other games that we're thinking about. What else are you thinking about adding on, Jim?
I'm thinking very hard about adding on the Dodgers, but I would have to take them a minus 1.5. And so Lauer is pitching much better. Hill's pitched great against the Padres, holding them to a 184 opponent's batting average. I'm not concerned about Hill. I think Hill will be just fine. Dodgers are 7-3 against the Padres this year. My question is Lauer. 2.76 ERA in 7 starts since the beginning of June. Padres don't hit lefties. Dodgers hit lefties a little better, 234, 722 OPS. Kyle Jack says big sharp money coming in on Toronto. Kobe Valentine saying San Diego's
really big shark money, because that was in the morning show. Kobe Valentine and Von Polo both liked
and Drew Martin's play of the day today.
No way.
Yeah.
Really?
Only on 1 play today.
What the hell is everyone seeing here? I guess they're thinking Tehran is going to get crushed here. What the hell is everyone seeing here?
And Stroman is
wow. I'm blown away. Drew Martin, Von Polo, Kobe Valentine, and supposedly sharps. I mean, I'm not seeing that that the line is moving in Toronto's favor, but I believe if he says sharp money's coming in, he's got a reason to believe that. Wow. I'm not exactly sure what's going on here.
On a different point, my man Kevin K says, Jimmy, you just talked yourself into the under on the Dodgers game. Less juice than taking the Dodgers money line too. I'm curious, Kevin K.
What's going on here? My mic? What happened? Oh, the batteries are off. Okay, everyone, an early appearance from Lucrative Larry. No, he's not on camera. We got to keep a brisk pace here. Let's get those batteries changed. Come on. Speed, baby. Andele.
Get your shit together, Lucrative!
All right.
Wow, that was well done. Jesus.
Excellent job.
Oh, my God.
Larry.
No, I saw flashes of MacGyver.
Yes, absolutely.
Flashes of MacGyver. And the screen was nice.
Multiple sports he can handicap, and he can change batteries under pressure. Shout out to Lucrative Larry. All right, let me see. What else do we have here going on?
The scream was nice, too.
Okay.
It wasn't an out-of-control scream like I do. It was like,
all right.
oh, beautiful.
Let's try to handicap some more. God, this is a really tough card.
That's what I said when we started the show. I found it very, very difficult.
Ellen Action says Verlander has dominated the A's in his career. I get the A's have been hot, but I like this spot for Verlander. Yes, he's dominated the A's in his career, but the A's are hitting well. And as Anthony L. said, Verlander is in the midst of some negative regression that we are expecting coming off a good start against a weak lineup. I think he probably gets hit here as well. And yeah, that's what to expect from him. Here you go. Phil McCracken says you have to factor in Kate's big titties when handicapping Verlander. What does that mean? They've been together forever. That's not a factor here, is it?
I factor them in as much as possible.
Phil McCracken, here's a comment. Let's acknowledge it. You got to factor in Kate's big ass titties when handicapping Verlander. Verlander tanked when he first got together with them. I hear you. Thanks. Phil McCracken. Thank you very much. All right, what else do we have here going on, Jim?
Well, it's hard for me to focus when I think of those big titties, I'll be honest, but I'll get them out of my mind. Bill Butler is looking into MGTOW, trying to find out more information on MGTOW. He
Yes.
looked it up, found nothing. Is he spelling it wrong?
It'll change your life, baby.
Is he
It'll
spelling
change
it
your
wrong?
life. I don't know.
Nothing
You
came
got to.
up.
You part of being MGTOW is you know how like when you get into a gang, you have to murder someone.
Yeah.
Part of getting into MGTOW is you have to find out how it's spelled on your own. That's part of the initiation process.
What a battle!
Absolutely. All right. Kobe Valentine says Verlander needs the All-Star break to take a break. He is old and getting tired pitching long games. Yeah, I think he gives up some runs here. I think Mania gives up some runs as well. Yeah, I might have made a mistake taking Houston -1, but I'm liking my plays on both first 5 innings team total overs.
Oh, man. Elio Rodriguez said I'd wait for the Dodgers and Hill. I want to know, Kevin K, are you on the under in that Dodgers-Padres game? And are you have any lean towards in a total there? It's at 8.
You know, no, I don't have an opinion on the total. And I was, that's how much I respect Red Girl's take on this stuff. I probably wouldn't have taken the Dodgers if Red Girl didn't come in and say that she likes Hill to have a good start here, because my only question was what to expect from Hill. He is old. He's coming off a neck injury, you know, and Lauer has been pitching better. And San Diego has a good pen. You know what I mean? So if the Dodgers aren't winning late, you know, I wouldn't necessarily be too jazzed on there. But they have such a better lineup, though, one way or the other. You know what I mean? So they could pull it out late, could pull it out early. I think they're going to hit Lauer, but you know, we'll see. I'm okay with my dog line play here on the Dodgers -1. What else do we have going on, Jim?
Kevin K says yes. Under 8 Dodgers Padres. Nate Holguin says Dodgers run line. And he's on Cleveland run line. Tomar says I'm on the first 5 under 4.5 in San Diego Dodgers. I think it's the Dodgers. I think it'll take the Dodgers at least once through the lineup to hit Lauer.
Yeah, now everyone's talking about MGTOW. No, I like that. When you join a gang, you should have. If I had a gang, no, you can't just join. You have to kill someone. You have to go out there and commit murder before you could be in my gang.
The problem isn't getting into the gang; it's getting out. Right?
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. Absolutely. All right, Jim. I'm procrastinating like a bitch here because I'm trying to make decisions.
No, not a bitch.
On my other.
You're not a bitch.
Here's
Pete.
what I'm thinking about. I'm thinking about fading Covey. I'm thinking about taking St. Louis -1. Taking St. Louis team total over with you, and Mr. Gokster likes it. I'm thinking that Covey is going to be vulnerable here. What else am I thinking about doing here? I'm thinking about overs in the Cubs San Francisco game. Although I haven't handicapped this game with Holland in there now, and I'm thinking about. I guess I'm still thinking about Baltimore first 5 innings with Cashner against Tanaka, and I guess I'm also thinking about taking Washington -1. You know, I have him on the second half. I don't like Hellickson. God, I don't know what to do here. It's a tough card. I'm thinking about the Pittsburgh first 5 innings team total over as well. I'm thinking about, you know, I don't know. What else am I thinking about here? In the meantime,
I'm thinking about the Cardinals.
Yeah?
How to handle the Cardinals. I think they're...
You already took them on the first 5 innings team total. You already took them one way.
I only have them that one way, but my book does not allow me to do first 5 team totals. So I'm interested in making money off of the Cardinals tonight. I'm also interested in both the Dodgers run line and the under, and I know those aren't correlated. And then I also have read that Bill Buttlicker says, who do I have to sodomize to find out? Is that the initiation rule?
I don't know.
Sorry.
I have no idea. Damn it.
I think those are different videos you're on right now.
I'm starting to get nervous now that I might be staring another losing day right in the old face. I'm on Houston -1. That'll be about -160 or so. I'm worried about that one now. I'm on the Dodgers -1. I'm starting to get worried about that one now. I trust Red Girl, but I'm starting to think that, you know, I don't know. Is she factoring in that Hill is coming off a neck injury and is old? And, you know, I mean, the reports are, I'm sure she is. The reports are that he's going to be fine. You know, I took Philly -1. That line is moving still in the Mets' favor. I took the Casey under, and that's at 9.5 -120. Now it's 10. That's just a loss. I should just write that one off. I'm starting to feel very nervous about my collective picks here, Jim. Maybe I should just stop now. Maybe I should just stop now.
No, you know, it's okay. It's okay to be uncomfortable. When you're very confident, not you personally, but at least for me, when I'm very confident, it does not equate to more wins.
I agree with you. I'm also thinking about, I mean, that Gallardo's got to get crushed.
Gallardo's got to get touched, but 6.5? Now, I can understand 5.5. What was the juice on 5.5? It was like
-152 or something like that.
No, I'm off that. Now, let's go back to what's going on with St. Louis. Is this, I hate taking these road teams to smash a home team, but is this a low-hanging situation? It just might be.
Yeah. I mean, I've been blindly fading Covey. I've had a great read on Covey in general. I was fading him when he was bad. I was on him when he turned a corner in the minors, and then when he started to do bad in the majors, I turned around and started fading him. So I've had great success with Covey here, and my sense is that he'll be vulnerable again here. I think he's fadeable again. You know.
So I agree. I agree. I like this Cardinals lineup so much more than this White Sox lineup. I like Mikolas. Okay, I'm going to grab the Cards -1.5. I just don't trust their offense straight up. But I know that Mikolas is going to likely shut them down enough for if they. What is the team total over again?
And Neil Frank also said his White Sox, meaning I assume he's from Chicago. Then his White Sox are bad against ground ball pitchers.
Yes, I remember that as well. Well, so first off, I am going to take Minnesota -1.5, but I'm very curious.
St. Louis?
Excuse me, St. Louis -1.5. But what is the team total?
The team total for St. Louis on the full game is 5 -128 at Pinnacle.
Okay, I don't need a 6 to make money. I'll take the Cardinals -1.5.
Okay, that'll be -119. Jim's going to take St. Louis run line -119. It does feel like a good spot for them, doesn't it?
It just does. Alonzo Shiver saying St. Louis first 5 run line, Jimmy. That might also be a good spot, but then I would have to take him. What would it be -0.5? Let me find that out real quickly.
Yeah.
Alonzo might be onto something. I just feel like there's just such a clear pitching advantage.
Let me look. This is a tough card though. How bad is this White Sox lineup? Moncada, Sanchez, Abreu, Palka, Davidson, Garcia. How are those
The back
guys?
half of the lineup is god awful.
Is the St. Louis lineup really that good? Matt Carpenter, awesome. Tommy Pham, Martinez, Ozuna, Molina, Giorco. That's 5 straight right-handers going up against Covey after Carpenter, right? It's a righty laden lineup here for St. Louis tonight.
Yes.
The only lefties are Carpenter, Fowler, and Wong.
Oh no! Seriously, says good play, Jimmy. I'm on the other side.
On Washington,
no.
on the White Sox.
Oh, no.
Right. I don't know. I'm going to stay completely off of this game. It makes me nervous, and I'm going to stay off it. But Jim, you just took St. Louis run line -119, right?
And how do you see this White Sox bullpen?
You want me to, this is an old computer, so it's going to take me a while to pull up.
Well,
I don't mind doing it. I'll do it for you because you can keep that information for future games as well. Let me just pull it up, and while it is coming up, hey, let's see, opening an Excel sheet for this old computer. See, this is an old computer that was cheap when I bought it. I got my money's worth on this one. Not some bullshit HP computer that didn't even work when I first bought it, first day. All right, I'm going to pass on that one. Other plays I'm thinking about, taking these Boston team totals over against Gallardo, even though they're so high. Other plays I'm thinking about, Washington -1 is a play I'm thinking about. Other plays I'm still thinking about, overs in the Cubs-San Francisco game. I'm thinking about that one. Other than that, I guess I'm going to hold off. The Atlanta game, I'm just scratching my head. I don't understand why so many people, whom I respect tremendously, are liking Toronto here. It's interesting that they like that. The Cleveland-Cincinnati game, I guess I will hold off on that one. Thinking about the second half under on that one though, and the full game under on that one as well, and maybe the first half under. Let me see. All right, here we go. Bullpens. The White Sox bullpen versus the Cardinals bullpen. Let me see. Yeah, the White Sox bullpen. What was your question, Jim?
How good are they?
How good are they? Right now, I would rate them as subpar, as below average. You know, roughly bottom 10, but not horrible. Not as bad as the Marlins or the Royals or the Mets or anything like that. Tigers, those are the real pig bullpens. Rockies bullpen isn't that great either. Orioles, those are all the pig bullpens of the major leagues. I would not count the Giants or the Indians in the pig bullpens of the major leagues. White Sox are a bit better than that, but still bottom 10. I would have them ranked in the majors as of right now, current form.
Okay, some people backing out of the Cards action and some concern, which is not what I want to see. Mr. Gokes is saying might look over second half St. Louis White Sox. Young Vaughn says Nats today. I'm on the Pirates first half, and Pete's on the Nats second half.
Yeah, I'm on the Nats second half, yes. And I agree. I was thinking about taking, obviously, Hellickson is a wild card. When he gets hit pretty hard. I was thinking about, Pittsburgh on the first 5 innings, team total, it's just 2. Seems like why would they not be able to hit this guy? Hellickson, what's the deal with him?
Well, he looked great until he went on the DL, came off the DL, and got touched violently. But
when he's on, he is pretty decent.
I do not believe in this guy. This guy was anybody in the league could have had him for nothing. This guy's on a minimum contract. He was in the minors to start off the season. I mean, he was hurt. I just feel very, very uncomfortable.
Yeah, I hear you. Man, I would love to take that Boston first 5. Is there any way Gallardo holds Boston to 2 or fewer runs in 5 innings?
2 or fewer runs.
2 or fewer runs in 5 innings. Is there any way he does that?
No, I don't think there. I think that he can get. I think they can get to 2. What was the weather like there again?
Yeah, it's sort of standard Red Sox weather. It's
sideways sort of.
Yeah,
but
two or fewer runs because the team total. I know it's juiced, but it's 3, which means if you get to 3, you get a push. And it's just God, it just feels like low hanging fruit, which is how I did so well in MLB last year. Low hanging fruit 3 minus 167. Jesus, that's
Anthony L. Back to that J spot says Sharps consider Stroman a huge positive regression candidate.
Sharps considers Stroman a huge positive. No, I was liking him when he came back from the DL. I thought he was going to be good.
And I had him in that Mets spot.
Yeah, who's starting for the other team? I can't remember.
Teheran.
Oh, yeah, Tehran. Yes. So maybe Toronto on the first 5 innings. What about that? Maybe that's even better.
I'm really uncomfortable with that spot. I don't like this Jays team. But obviously, I'm dealing with the recency bias of what Stroman did to me in his last start against the Mets. A start where I was very confident on him being able to roll through that lineup, which he did for 4 innings.
Yeah, for like 4 innings. All right, Jim. Any other final opinions you want to give? Any other final things you want to do here? Any other handicapping atrocities you want to commit here?
Atrocities?
Yeah, I don't know. What do you want to do here?
Scotty Rock says there's no way Covey pitches a gem tonight. That man is getting shelled tonight. Twatty Latte says Boston is good at hitting baseballs. Yeah, Boston is quite the team here. They should be able to put some runs up there. Is Tehran going to get hit tonight? Teddy B says fading Atlanta hard. Give me the Blue Jays tonight money line. And so why now add Teddy B to that group? Yeah. Now add Teddy B to that group. Man, everyone is Anthony L says, don't do it, Pete. Even though we talked about that positive regression of the Sharps thing, he says, don't do it, Pete. I think Stroman sucks. Sharps aren't always that sharp. No, Parlay Poppy says Stroman gets hit. Teheran gets hit. Yeah. Poppy on that first 5 over. Wow, first 5 over in the Atlanta game. And that would be that would be 4.5. You know what, these games, so what I'm going to do is the game, like the Jays, Braves, listen, I'm just going to stay off of it. I just feel very, very uncomfortable. And then this Dodger spot, I don't know what I expect both Hill and Lowry to have good starts. And I just don't feel confident enough on the under, and I don't feel confident enough in the Dodgers. And to take the Dodgers, I have to take them on the run line as a road team. I'm already doing that with the Cardinals, and I just don't want to have a whole bunch of road favorites that have to hit the run line for me to succeed. So I'm going to stay off of that too. I hear you. All right, so I guess we can wrap up the baseball segment on this one. Once again, the picks that have been added. These are just the picks that we added in the afternoon show here. Jim added Angels over 8.5, Arizona on the run line plus 170, and the Cardinals on the run line minus 119. I have added Dodgers minus 1. Hopefully they can pull it out. Philly second half minus 130. I like that one. Philly minus 1. We'll see. Milwaukee second half minus 135. Oakland first 5 innings team total over 1.5, and Houston first 5 innings team total over 2.5. And I did throw on Houston minus 1, which is making me nervous because Verlander, I'm not big on Verlander here, but I'm even more down on Manaea here. So hopefully Houston can find a way to pull it out. Tricky card, and if there's any plays on the late game I want to add, I will maybe tweet them out, thinking about overs in the Cubs-San Francisco game, and that's it. The only 7 o'clock games that still have leans that I'm not going to give are, first game and full game. Team total overs with Boston. The first 5 innings is 3 minus 167. Full game is 5.5 minus 152. And I guess both of those would count as official leans. And I guess that's about it. That's it for the leans that I have here. Vaguely leaning under in the Cincinnati-Cleveland game, that's for sure. But not going to pull the trigger on that one. Although Cincinnati team total under 3.5, despite what Nostrato's been doing, that is definitely a lean. I think Bauer's going to have a nice start here. I think Cleveland's bullpen is going to be okay. Twatty Latte, you mean? Yeah, Twatty Latte. And then Maxwell Smart's been going with him too. Yeah. Twatty Latte's been doing that for about 20 games. He's up over $6,000. Very, very nice. When we are ready to move on, I have the exact comment to get us rolling. Okay. All right. Let's move on. Let's move on to WNBA. How about that? Before we do, let me just drop a different sport that we don't have a heading for. We don't. So Glenn Kelly agrees on what my man Jason Campbell says. Says, hey, what up, boys? Got to play for you from Australia in the State of Origin game tonight. take over 36.5. This game is going to be open, and it's going to be a fast, firm track, which will suit the over 36.5. Straight from Jason Campbell. Thank you, my man. That's
all right. Yes,
stuff.
based on what I just heard, that sounds like a solid analysis there. Jason Campbell. Shout out to Jason Campbell. That is state of origin is rugby. He's talking about Australian rugby, and yeah, I'm going to try to handicap that as much as I possibly can while as time allows. Okay, that's it for MLB. Thanks.
And to move us on to the WNBA segment, so we're going to jump on WNBA right now. David H., who is a very, very sharp WNBA capper, to lead us in says Dallas and Phoenix over.
Yeah, Dallas and Phoenix over. I was thinking about the overs in both of these games. Let's see if the totals have moved. Yes, the Vegas and Chicago game, you asked if that one would get higher. It did get better a little bit. It was 174.5 in the morning. Now it's up to 175. And the Dallas-Phoenix game is up to a 171. The opener was 168. I was leaning over in both of these. I was leaning Aces team total over as well. Jimmy the Bag, do you have any plays on either of these?
I wanted to hear if you were going to make a move on it. That's what I wanted to hear. Let's break down this Mercury game versus the Wings. Wings have won 3 straight. Mercury coming off that loss to the Dream. They're in the midst of playing 7 of 8 games on the road, in the midst of 4 road games in the 7 days. And I thought that this was exactly sort of what you were talking about when you said this is when you don't trust the class. It's when they're kind of just going through the motions. They are 9-3 on the road and 14-6 overall.
I'm just looking at the final score of the LA-Seattle game. Oh God, why didn't I give unders as a pick? Why didn't I give unders as a pick? I'm so like losing my footing here. In my picks tracking, I had the under as a top level play, on that one. And of course, King Rail said that he liked the under, and you wound up breaking even because you took the first half under, didn't you?
Yes.
Oh, very nice, very nice.
Yeah, that's not nice enough.
But
while we break this game down,
go ahead.
And these games down, Twatty Latte has hashtag Larry to Vegas. I want you to know that there actually is a slim chance that Larry leaves Costa Rica for the first time in his life. And the only way to get it is if you guys hashtag Larry to Vegas and we get that rolling on Twitter. But there has been a small sliver of a chance. That
I would suggest not Larry to Vegas. The hashtag should be cash for Larry to Vegas. No one gives a shit where Larry goes. They just give a shit about paying for it. You know what I'm saying? The issue is not can Larry go to Larry can do whatever the fuck he wants. The question is who's going to pay for it, right, Jim? And everyone is saying not me. You know what I'm saying?
Lucrative Larry says, there is a slim chance I leave this city, Mr. Jimmy.
Very nice. All right, let's get to these WNBA games.
Yes, I think that with King Rail, David H., Zach Kenkel, I know I'm missing some of the great WNBA cappers, but we're running with a really, really strong group. And I'm just listening as much as possible. I expect to succeed with this break, with having them to pitch these ideas to David H. Griner completely outplayed Liz Cambage in their second match of the season. Griner, they're both going to battle under the hoop, right? Big girls battling and banging around. They generally foul out. And Cambage coming off a really nice day, 19 points, 12 boards in that win over Dallas on Sunday. Skylar Diggins-Smith put up 32. I could see the over, but do we trust Phoenix Mercury to care?
Do we trust Phoenix to care? I'm not exactly sure. I admit that I did not. The psychological issues of this game, I did not look into very deeply. I was just my numbers said over on both of these games, and I was thinking about a shot with the Vegas team total over is what I was mostly thinking about. 43.5 on the first half for the Vegas first half team total over, and maybe taking the first quarter was 43.5 when it opened. It's now all the way up to 44.5. Wow! So this first quarter over is exploding up. The first half over is up all the way up from 87 to 88.5. Wow! So these totals are really exploding up, but. I'm leaning overs in these games, and I should probably just get some balls and pull a trigger or two on the Vegas and Chicago game. The Phoenix-Dallas game, if I have a late play on that one, I will tweet it out probably 15 or 20 minutes before tip. But the Phoenix-Dallas game, I still have to look into a little bit more. I'm mostly just thinking about overs in the Vegas and Chicago game.
Yeah, Aces coming off the back-to-back nice wins, 84-80 over the Sky, 94-90 over the Sun. Sky are coming off that uplifting big win over Minnesota on Saturday night. Asia Wilson, Western Conference Player of the Week. Kayla McBride, shining as well, 27 points in that win over the Sun. Tomor says, so I can understand it, but let's get back to this Phoenix game. Tomor says, Phoenix has been better on the road all year. They're off a tough loss in the game that they had an early start. I think they roll here. I like them first quarter plus a half. Interesting. Tomor on Phoenix first quarter. Yeah, I mean, I was very, very close to jumping on the over with the Aces Sky game in the morning, and I'm just not quite as certain at this point.
Why is that? Why are you not quite as certain?
I feel like I just don't know enough about, and I was only taking it because you were high on it.
Yeah.
King was high on it.
On the over.
Yeah, and then Alonzo Shiver says under Pete in both WNBA games.
Really? Alonzo Shivers likes under. Why would that be? Why would that be?
Rostradamus says, Eileen, Phoenix playing just third game of the month while Dallas playing the fifth game of July. It's just not quite as... it's just, I felt listening to you guys that it was sort of a slam dunk situation.
No, it's not a slam dunk situation.
Tomor says, I'd lean over, but Griner has dominated them defensively. And Twain Seymour says, Sky money line. They just lost to Vegas a couple games ago. Sky looking to get back. Yeah, I'm not, and I don't know. If you make a move, that might push me in a certain direction.
Well, I'm just thinking here. All right, one thing I will definitely do, I will take Vegas first half team total over 43.5 minus 110. First half team total over 43.5 minus 110. First half over 43.5 minus 110. Also thinking about the first half over and the first quarter over, although they're just pushing it a little bit. They're definitely up there, you know. Yeah, 88.5. Damn, that is a high total. Not unwarranted. But definitely a high total. First quarter is 44.5. Damn, that is high as hell. That is high as hell. All right, a game like this, I'm just going to stick with team totals. You know, I'm going to take it a little bit conservative here, play it a little bit safe. Vegas, first half, team total over 43.5 minus 110 is my only play in this one, and I'm just going to leave it at that. Phoenix Dallas, if there's anything I'm liking, I will tweet it out 10, maybe 5 minutes before tip-off, but that's going to be that.
Yeah, I'm gonna stay off.
Okay.
But I do think that Aces Sky. I mean, if we look back at their 84-80.
It's just these two teams, you know, they can get stratospheric scores, and when you have two teams matched up against each other in all areas of basketball, not just WNBA, a lot of times it's kind of a situation where it's hard for the market to make the total high enough, and a lot of times you see it in college football as well. Sometimes, you know, when Hawaii, when they were putting up 50 points a game, was playing some other big offensive team, and there would be a total of like 88. And the game would easily get into the hundreds, and you'd be like, wow, that was really not even close. So, that's what I think we're going to see here. But
here comes Circe, and again, Sky under 174.5.
Okay.
I've seen. I'm uncomfortable. I'm going to stay off these two games.
Yes, absolutely. All right, I'm just going to take the Vegas first half team total over 43.5, and that's it. All right, now let's move on to MMA. Right? Are we ready?
We are.
This is awesome. We have a regular commenter who's been sending us detailed analysis and official picks on MMA. And last week he covered two events. He covered the Ultimate Fighter finale and UFC 226. Annie Marak gave us 15 picks, 15 official picks last week. Went 9-6. Plus 5 units. It was an average dog line, and in general, his analysis was great. He did give us Cormier at plus 200. That was one of his wins. He also gave some favorites here and there. He gave Pena minus 360. That was one of his wins. He gave a bunch of underdogs that did cash, a bunch of plus 200s, a bunch of plus 150s, and stuff like that. Again, 9-6 on 15 picks last week. Average dog line, and wound up positive 5 units. Very excited to have his analysis for the Contender series that goes tonight. What does he have for us, Jim?
So am I, and he's here with us in the chat, so any questions can be directed to him. Ole Miss likes Toby Misic.
Okay.
At plus 150 over Ricky Palacios.
Okay.
Says it's low-hanging fruit. Now let me break down my man Anna Marak's play. Anna Marak has a parlay. Says, I only like a few plays here.
Okay.
And this is the play he likes the most. Two big favorites.
Okay.
Turner and Aguilar are both around minus 300 at this point.
Well, now they're higher up than that. Turner opened at minus 335, I'm seeing here. Now he's all the way up into the minus 400s. BetOnline has minus 500. Aguilar opened at minus 292. Now he's up into the minus 350s. Heritage minus 390. So both of those favorite lines are climbing.
And he says that makes sense. He has a parlay with the two of them for just less than even money. Says both lines are justified and the favorites should come through here. I think these are both showcase fights where the favorite is a skilled fighter who belongs in the UFC and the other fighter is a jobber brought in to make them look good.
A jobber? Wow. What the hell is that? A jobber.
I don't know, but it sounds
it
pretty
does sound
shitty.
good. It does. It sounds
Don't
funny.
want to mess with any jobbers when I'm in Vegas. Lewis versus Cunningham. Lewis was on the Contender Series once before, 5-0, mostly by finish, and people are high on him. But he did not get a UFC contract. Cunningham, 3-0, looks like he's been brought in to make Lewis look good. The line is moving to Lewis due to his exposure, and I think the dog is the play here.
All right, so he likes Cunningham, huh?
What people don't know is that Cunningham 7-0 as an amateur, all are by finish. After watching some video of their past fights, I think Cunningham is the more athletic and explosive of the two. The pair that, with the fact that Lewis was on the show and won his fight and still didn't get a UFC contract for some reason. I think this is a place where the dog pulls an impressive upset.
Okay, we'll give him the Bet365 line, which is the best line right now at plus 150. SBR Odds does have a line shopping for UFC available as well. Just go to the UFC tag and tab, and you click on that one, and you'll see all the UFC lines there. You can line shop for UFC as well. And
Ole Miss agrees. Says like Cunningham here. Anna Merrick says, I would be curious to see what the fight doesn't go the distance prop is. There's no line at the time of typing this. If it's anywhere near minus 200, I would take that. Okay. Both fighters are finishers. There's a lot on the line here. They're both strikers looking to impress Dana. Get into the UFC by making a statement.
All right, and for the Aguilar Turner parlay, I'll just use the because we can't use the Pinnacle lines because Pinnacle does not use parlays for their reduced juice lines. So we'll just use the bookmaker lines for now. They're all about the same. That'll be minus 462 on Turner and minus 375 on Aguilar. We'll use a parlay for those two lines for Turner and Aguilar.
And that's it for me on the contenders. And he says, love the low bag team and good luck, everyone.
Shout out to a big underdog play from Annie Marak, Cunningham, plus 150, and Turner Aguilar parlay, minus 462 and minus 375. Thank you so much, Annie Marak. We love it. We hope that he'll do this on every, we've got another UFC coming up this weekend, and I'll be handicapping that one.
Also, Clint, Annie Marak, his name's Clint. Also, man, if you want to make a video with some of your ideas, we need it to be cut and tight and stuff like that, but we can talk about that because I'd love to see him passionately talking about these fights as well.
All right, now it is time. Are we done, Jim? Now it's time for the most psychedelic part of our show, which is the lucrative Larry's Play of the Future.
Oh, Jesus.
Pretty tripped out. If you want to watch this shit on mushrooms, it's even more exciting and more entertaining. Lucrative Larry's Play of the Future. He's up 2 units, as you can see right now.
Back-to-back L's.
Yeah, welcome, Lucrative Larry.
Back-to-back L's.
What whacked out shit do you have for us today?
Yeah.
This is the psychedelic break. In the classic rock songs, they throw in the psychedelic break.
Get comfortable.
Larry.
Get comfortable. Sure.
All right.
Sure, maybe I'll move that.
This is all. I don't know what's going on here. This is
this
is some shit they planned. They're gonna kill it with this.
I'm gonna take a 3-match parlay.
Ooh.
I'm a grass court specialist.
I've heard that.
My backyard was a grass court.
Oh, I did not know that.
So was my front yard.
Both.
That's how it is. And that's why I'm taking Novak Djokovic over Kai Nishikori, minus 700.
Okay.
Roger Federer over Kevin Anderson, minus 1,400.
Okay.
Milos Raonic over John Isner at minus 150. The 3 games, some plus 104 at Bet365.
3-game parlay at plus 104 at Bet365 says lucrative Larry.
Okay, all right. Okay, listen, the viewing audience seems to like him, so we give what the audience, wants to see. You know what I'm saying?
Hey.
Sometimes it's not clear to the executives that are a little bit, detached from reality what's going to be a hit and what isn't. But lucrative Larry, clearly a hit. And thank you once again, lucrative Larry. What was his place? He has 3 plays.
No, it's a what? It's a parlay.
It's a parlay.
What is Djokovic, Federer, Raonic.
Okay, Lucrative Larry, thanks so much once again. Of course, Lucrative Larry and everyone else, myself and Jimmy the Bag, will be back tomorrow afternoon, and our next show will be at 12 o'clock Eastern Time, where we will cover the Wednesday card. It was an interesting show today, Jim. I'm officially nervous about my MLB plays. I'm hoping, though, I can come out of it roughly even and get them again, attack the lines again on Wednesday. We'll be back at 12 o'clock Eastern Time. Thanks, everyone.